Hey guys, it's Aiko. I'm an American English pronunciation coach and business coach based in Hawaii. I am super excited that I have a guest today, Yoko. Thank you very much for coming to my channel.
Hello.
Thank you. So we started talking like a lot about your service and Mongolian force singing and stuff. So first off, would you please tell us what you do?
Yes. So, hello everybody. I'm Yoko Taylor here. So I provide a service called high level input output. Wait a minute. So we are doing this in English? I just noticed that.
Yes, whichever language you want to use.
All right. We can go switch back and forth. High level input output course for Japanese learners of English, right? So Japanese people learning English and very high level learners that they're not getting anything from English schools in town, online English lessons, and they want to continue polishing their English, want to be asked uncomfortable questions. So those are my target clienteles.
Thank you. But I'm super excited because we were just talking about how we are filling the gap. And then I just shared my story. Right. And then I was sharing a story with you just now, when I was looking for a teacher who can teach me how to breathe in an American way or English way, so that I will start sounding like more like a native English speaker, but who understands the breathing and hopefully Japanese person. But then I couldn't find any because their level was not so high. And then I ended up taking pronunciation lessons from native English speakers, and they couldn't tell me anything about the breathing. So I was in between and I really struggled, right? So I feel like I'm filling the gap for Japanese people who want to aim high. And I feel like you are doing the same in your area of
really similar,
right?
Because
so would you
just
please
saying
tell me
that
more about it?
Yeah, there's a myth among Japanese people, Japanese language learners, that if you want to speak like the natives, you have to learn from the native. And of course, if you are high level, you have to come across and come in contact with native speakers, and then taking lessons from native speakers are of course beneficial. But at the same time, there are certain things that native speakers don't quite understand, like Japanese specific issues, the cultural differences that like only Japanese people understand, because like the difference between Japanese culture and American culture, except very rare cases that your native speaker teachers are really familiar with Japanese culture, which would be great. But we're saying かゆいところに手が届くっていう感じがないので、so that's what we are trying to provide. So my husband is a high school teacher and also taught graduate school for all over almost 40 years. That tells how old he is. But anyway, so he's a veteran teacher and veteran lecturer. So he, after he retired, he just kept the former students contact him. I just want to talk to you about what's going on in the world. I just want to check in with you, what I learned 10 years ago. I just want to just have conversation with you. And I'm like, there gotta be some market for this, because it seems like the students get so much stimulation by talking with my partner. And then I was also wondering how we could have a practice opportunity for high level conversations, because Now, when you say like, oh, I'm going to a college, graduate school in America, England, or I use English in business, people tend to be very impressed. Oh, you're going to college, graduate school, you do business in English. But actually, that's not that hard. And I know I'm being controversial, but controversial. Because business, like writing graduate school level papers, even your topic is limited. The words you use, expression you use are somewhat limited. And once you get used to it, you can function sort of fairly comfortably. But everyday conversation, especially beyond the level of, hi, how are you? Oh, it's hot today. It's cool today. And that's the level of conversation as a high level English learner. You want to be part of it, but it's so hard because the topics are wide open, expressions and vocabulary wide open. You never know which direction you're going, your conversation partners are going, and there's no telling where it's going. And then you have to be on your feet and being able to respond. And I felt like there's no place to practice that, like kind of like a lawless area. And then especially if you are English learners in Japan, then you really have an opportunity. And then when you have an opportunity, you get so nervous, and then like you say something and then that's like out of place and you lose your confidence. So it's like really a bad spiral. So that's what I kind of like wanted to change that and provide opportunity so that they can practice high level input and output in a safe environment.
Yeah, this is awesome. Yeah, because you observed and then you thought like, oh, this is the opportunity for us to serve those people who are not getting the information from anyone else.
Mm-hmm.
And then I really like that word you said. It's like lawless. The everyday conversation is lawless. And it is, right? Like 日常会話が話せるようになりたい. I hear that all the time, but that is the high level, like high level that I'm not even good at. Like 日本語でもそんな日常会話得意じゃないのに、for me, right? そんな日本語でも話好きじゃないのに。
And especially like and some people say like, oh, I'm good at talking and blah blah blah. But 日本語でっていうか母国語で話してるときに、you're not aware of what you're saying really. You're so comfortable. And what I experience a lot is that I'm sure you are too. You are asked to be an interpreter between your Japanese relatives and American friends. And then you realize, oh, they're not saying much at all because 母国語で、そうね、わかる、本当にそうだよね。本当、すっごいわかる。Then translate, and then I say, she agrees with you too. And then they get so mad at me, like, I was just saying so much, and you didn't say anything. But when you, I'm sure you had a similar experience. When you start learning the second language, third language, you really think like, what am I saying? Not just to translate, I don't think any two language are completely, side by side. So you really have to think, what is my message? What am I really saying? And especially to make it sound natural and the target language, you really have to like extract the like true essence of your message. So interesting activity, definitely. But yeah, you think a lot. Yeah.
Like being self-conscious, and then being self-conscious about your accent too. And then you think about what you're gonna say, because it doesn't come to you naturally and stuff like that. It's like, for me, it's the high level. Like, if you want to carry the conversations at work, talking about some projects, it's so limited and it's so easy.
Right.
But when you go outside of
right.
So when you go outside of the box, nothing is promised. You don't know what you're gonna say. You don't know what they're gonna say. It's like so spontaneous, and then you only get one chance, right? No one says the same thing twice. They only say it usually once, or you say some sentence just once. You don't repeat yourself all the time. So it's like, it's very, very difficult. So maybe would you share one tip for those who want to be good at the daily conversations?
So one tip, definitely, I think one tip before you get into the situation, I think, is that you practice a lot. You listen, you read, you talk about it, you write about it. Like, make yourself available to high level conversation, high level topics all the time. And I feel, I shouldn't say this. I shouldn't say people are. I can be lazy, and then if I just like leave it to myself, then I don't read difficult things. I don't try to listen to challenging topics unless I really make myself. So I have to tell myself, okay, so this topic I'm not familiar, I'm not even really interested in it, but I'm gonna listen to this podcast because I never know what I learn. And then at the end of it, I might think okay, I'm still not that interested, but I hear something new, some words that I never heard of, expressions. So put yourself out there is, I think, the most important thing, that make yourself uncomfortable. And this is something I heard from many of my high level learners of English in Japan, that online English lessons, the teachers are they try to make you comfortable. They're so nice, and it's important for you to come back. So they're nice, and then they don't ask you any challenging questions. Oh, you're doing so well. Your English is great. And then you don't learn anything. And in our product, we tell the client from the get-go, our job is to make you uncomfortable. We're going to ask you some questions that you would not have answers right away. You will have to think about it. You will have to really feel maybe put in the corner, but that's needed for you to get above your level. So yeah, that's what we are trying to do.
I really love that. I actually do that for my clients too. My job is not to say, oh, you're doing amazing, your English is good. It's if you take online lessons from some teachers, they want you to, yes, I totally agree. They want you to come back, and then their job is to tell the students, oh, your English is good, doing well. But those people, once they go outside of the safe environment,
because nobody will say
right, you've been in the US for a long time, so you know that. But when I came to the US and I didn't speak English well, people ignored me in front of me so many times.
Right. And some people might actually, if you're a really beginning level English learner, some people like, oh, your English is good, but I think your goal is to get to the point that people don't talk about your English because people around you assume that you speak good English. So I think the highest compliment came from one of my bosses a while ago. I was talking to her, and then I talked about like, oh, because like, when I was little in Japan, and she was like, you were born in Japan? And like, yeah, I was in Japan. I was born in Japan. I spent like, I never came to the States until I was like 23. And she was like, but you were speaking English the whole time. And like, no, I didn't really start learning English until I was 23. Like I had, classes in school, but didn't really, wasn't in the English speaking environment until past my college degree. And she was like, I've never guessed that. And I was like, thank you so much. That was the best thing. So yeah.
That's amazing because same thing for me. Like no one stopped. I mean, people stopped talking about my English lately. And before, people were telling me, oh, Aiko, your English is good. Your English is good. I was like, wow, thank you. I practiced a lot. But now no one really tells me about my English. So I'm kind of worried because I don't really talk about English. And then I was born in Japan, stuff like that. I don't really talk about that now. So, but that means like you're doing well. Like you're going to the next level.
Absolutely. Yep. Yeah. So our job is to provide something like a little bit higher than your current level. Actually, this is the current level. This is this is the current level, and then this is the current level above, and then a little bit more, because if it's just right here, you can get to it really easily. But like we're gonna provide level above it, so it's like always, like the 伸びしろが十分あるようにしてます。I know what I was going to talk about. One of the hints that I had for this course was that for some reason, ever since I came to the States, I was surrounded by people who talk at really high level. And then that was really fortunate that I was surrounded by lawyers, doctors, college professors, and they always talk to me as if that I should understand everything. So at the beginning, I was like, these people, like, can you just ask me what the weather is? But they just kept going, and then not in the way that's like threatening to me, that I felt like their expectation was like, you can do it, you will come to this level eventually. And that even in their families, like the children are expected to have their opinions, and then they spoke up. So that made it really easy for me. Like, okay, well, you 6 years old is sharing your opinion. About the politics or something, then I should have something to say. So that really helped me, to get in the conversation.
Yeah, I can see that, like you and your husband being a team, and telling your clients that, hey, you can do it, because you are in that environment, because when people believe in you, you try to go more and more. And I can totally see that that's how you serve and help your clients. So let's see, I want to know more about your service, and then I want to see how people can contact you and find more information about your service. If this is for high level advanced English learners, right?
Yes. So we have some Did I say like TOEIC maybe 700 or above? But we will work with you definitely. So we have had even high school students who really are interested in English and want to improve, and it's been really great because I think, like many things, once you get used to it, just things come naturally, and then that's yeah, it's been great. So what can I do? What can I maybe provide?
Yes, so if people want to take your high level coaching,
Yes.
how like where can they find more information about it?
All right. Can you like edit like landing page information onto the video? Would that be okay? Yes.
Yeah,
okay.
sure.
I can do that, and I can leave it in the comment section. All right.
Yes.
Great.
Yeah.
All right. That'd be great. And then we have trial sessions, ongoing trial sessions. And so you can just come visit us anytime and from anywhere in the world, thanks to internet. Yeah.
Yes, awesome. I am so excited that we got connected on Twitter.
I know.
And
And it was like the second day I started Twitter. So that was incredible.
yeah, I feel like I finally found someone who
good.
is doing the similar thing that I am trying to do.
Yeah. And then I have a person to visit in Hawaii when I finally got. That's like one of few states that I've never been to in the States.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, hopefully we
Japanese
can meet
person.
up in person somewhere sometime.
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. Thank you. So do you have anything else to say before we finish the recording? Any message to the audience?
All right. Well, I think it's great to be learning anything, because that is what makes us human, that we want to learn and we want to better ourselves. And if you happen to be learning English, you're already good at English and want to improve, that's great. And let's make it happen. And we would be happy to work with you if that might be what you want to. And I think the number one reason that we do this is like, it's so much fun to think about challenging topics and really challenge ourselves. So hope to meet you all soon. All right.
That's good. Yeah. Thank you very much for coming to my show, Yoko. And thank you very much for sharing your passion.
Great.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.